What's up, guys? It's Ty, aka Tamberlands, and welcome back to my channel. I have a few updates for you guys, so stick around to watch. So my first huge update is that I finally moved into my house, and this process was exciting and stressful and wonderful and nerve-wracking at the same time. There was just a lot going on, and trying to pack and move and also handle things with the house and everything else while you're pregnant can be a bit of a challenge. But I'm settled. I have everything unpacked. I'm waiting on my furniture to come in, but otherwise, like, I'm so happy to be here. I love this house so much. There's so much space, and I just feel much more at peace knowing that I am settled for a while. I hate moving, so I know for sure, like, moving is not going to be something in the picture for me for a while now, and it feels really, really good. So yeah, I just wanted to share that with you. Baby updates. I will start with my most recent ultrasound, which was about a week ago now. Or yeah, it was a week ago. It was last Saturday. And I want to first touch on how far along I am currently. So right now I'm about 20 weeks. My videos usually recap the week prior to where I actually am. And the reason for that is just because I like to get through the entire week first before recapping the week, if that makes sense. On my last video, I was talking about feeling like I was further along than what we thought. At the ultrasound last week, I am measuring where I should be. However, the baby is a little heavier than the average baby at that particular time. So that could be why my uterus is much larger in comparison to where a lot of other women are at this point. But again, these are just averages. Every pregnancy, every baby is different. So there's only so much you can rely on as far as like standard information for women across the board. But the baby is doing well. She's developing as she should. We're right on track, and I'm just glad to finally be at the halfway point. So anywhere from 16 to 20 more weeks. It sounds so long, but it's honestly going by fast. But anywhere from 16 to 20 weeks, we will be meeting our little princess. So I'm super excited about that, and I'm just happy that she's doing well. As far as symptoms go, I usually like to talk about symptoms in every video. I don't really have many symptoms right now. I think for the most part, like, the symptoms have calmed down considerably, which is nice. Just because, like, I was dealing with a lot of nausea and food aversion and all that kind of stuff, and so my appetite has come back. Thank the Lord. Like, I can actually finish a meal now, and I'm really happy about that, because eating was a struggle for me for like pretty much the whole first part of the pregnancy. And I do still have food aversions. Like, I'd still prefer not to eat seafood and Alfredo and certain other foods, but for the most part, my appetite is back. I can finish a meal. If I want something, I can eat it, and that's something to jump for joy for. Now, the other issue I'm experiencing now is constipation. And TMI, but constipation is so common during pregnancy, but I think right now I've been experiencing it tenfold. Like, it's been pretty bad. So before I moved into my house, I hadn't used the restroom in like 4 or 5 days. And I was starting to get a little worried, because I was like, well, I'm eating vegetables and I'm trying all these things, and nothing was really helping. And I don't really know if it was a combination of like stress, anxiety, pregnancy, and prenatal vitamins, or whatever the case may be, but it was just really rough for a while. Like, I just felt super bloated, and it was quite frustrating. But once I got settled into my new house, I noticed myself becoming a little more regular, which was a relief, because I was starting to freak out. I was like, I don't think it's normal for, processed material to stay inside of you for that long. But I finally was able to go, and it's been pretty regular since, so I'm just hoping that sticks. As far as baby girl, okay, so what I will say is that she doesn't just kick a lot, or I don't feel her kick a lot. I'm pretty sure she's kicking, but I just don't really feel it right now. And I'm pretty sure she's just laying in a position where I really can't feel it. Because when I entered into my second trimester, I did start feeling the flutters really intensely and very frequently. But now I just feel like maybe she's in a position where I can't really feel her kicking, even though I know she's moving around in there. The most movement I feel are very like bold movements. So if she's turning or flipping over or moving to a different position, I can feel that. And I will say it feels very, very weird. Okay. So I'm getting used to the feeling of the baby moving, because I know over the next few weeks it's just going to get more and more intense. But I'm trying to get used to that feeling. It is very, very weird. Normally when I'm laying down on my left side, I do feel her kind of change positions a little bit. And currently her head is on the right side of my uterus. So it just feels like she's either like stretching or like ramming her head into my uterus. I don't know, but I can always feel her move, like those very bold movements, just not a lot of kicking. Now, every now and then, if I'm bending over into a very uncomfortable position, well, really not uncomfortable for me, but maybe uncomfortable for her, I'm really not sure. But if I'm bending over where like my stomach is kind of compressed in a sense, I can feel her kicking. Like I feel thumps. So I guess again, it really just depends on the position of the baby that will really determine whether or not you feel the baby kicking or, doing their little dance that they like to do. As far as her sleep and wake schedules, I don't really know if it's technically a sleep and wake schedule yet. It might be. I can't remember what week they said that starts, but let's just say her inactive and active schedules. Usually when I'm awake and working and moving around the house and doing things, she's usually inactive. Like she's, I guess, resting or whatever it is they do in there at this point. But whenever I'm laying down is when I start to feel her turn up a little bit. Like she starts moving around and I feel her change positions and all that good stuff. And then every now and then the thumping, like I said, just not as much kicking as I felt before. But yeah, I guess it's pretty typical. It seems that babies, when in the womb, they like to be sleeping when you're moving around and they like to be up when you're not. So I guess it's something I'll probably have to get used to, because it's most likely that is how she'll be when she's actually here. So that part's a little worrisome. But other than that, really, I don't have, there's not many other symptoms that I'm having that I can really think of. The nausea is pretty much gone. I haven't had like a day where I just felt nauseated, even if it was just for a little bit. So that's pretty nice. And no swelling. Like I haven't had any edema, no swelling. I haven't had stretch marks yet. Knock on wood. I don't have any stretch marks yet. I hope it stays that way. So no discoloration. My skin is still really dry and I am still getting breakouts. Like, so if you can see, I got like this little visitor here on my face. And the frustrating thing is that like I'm doing all the things I need to for my skin, moisturizing, cleansing, all that kind of stuff. But it just seems like it seems like even if I'm having like a good skin day where I've seen like where most of the breakout has cleared up, there's always something that comes back. And this time it's just this thing right here. And so that part is really annoying. I'm going to have a lot of damage control to do on my skin after the baby is born. I've always been a little uncomfortable or maybe have like self-esteem issues when it comes to my skin. And I know my skin really isn't that bad. But it's just like the discoloration sometimes that you get, and then any type of scarring that might be a result of like a breakout or like a bump that you had. And that's really common with Black women. And so I know that to be a fact, and there's only so much you can do. But I just, some days it bums me out. Some days I'm like, oh, whatever, it'll clear up, which it will. But it's just more so trying to make sure that I don't get any more breakout. But other than that, I would say dry skin. My hands have been super dry. My skin everywhere has just been dry. I just try to stay moisturized as I can to avoid like itching or just dry skin in general, just because it's really uncomfortable. So yeah. I have had back pain. So I noticed that when I stand for long periods of time, I do get some pain in my lower back. And so pretty soon I'm going to start visiting a chiropractor. Now, my goal is to establish a relationship with a chiropractor, because some of them will actually visit you during your labor, and they will help with like acupressure and stuff like that to relieve some of the labor pains. So I'm really hoping that I can find one who will be available at that time so that they can kind of be there for the labor and everything like that. I'm also looking into maybe massage therapy probably sometime soon here. And of course, all of this is going to be prenatal, like looking for people who specialize in these services for pregnant women. So if you are interested in going to a chiropractor or a massage therapist, just make sure for sure that they specialize in their service for pregnant women. There's a completely different technique that they will perform on you because you are pregnant. Most of the time they have you wait until your second trimester, but regardless of where you are, there is a particular technique, just because there's supposedly some pressure points that can trigger contractions, and you don't want that when you're not ready to give birth. So just make sure that you do all your research and you know who you're going to. I don't really think I have any more updates as far as symptoms go. My next appointment with my midwife is next weekend, so we'll do a checkup from there. And then I believe my follow-up appointment will be at the end of my second trimester. And I will be getting tested for like gestational diabetes and stuff like that, and also just more testing to make sure that baby is all good. But man, like, I guess, I don't know, it feels like it's going fast and slow at the same time. Like, I think now that I moved into my house, I'm a little more distracted because there's just so much more around here to do. And I think that the days are going by quickly in that sense compared to before, because before it just seemed like it was like dragging along. But I mean, from what I've heard, once you get over like the hump of being halfway, it seems to kind of fly by. So I'm actually looking forward to it, because I'm honestly ready to meet baby girl. So I'm just hoping that February gets here soon, because that's going to be my last full month of being pregnant, and probably mid-February to beginning of March is a good range to say when she'll be here. So I will include a bump shot at the end of the video, as well as the ultrasound that we had on baby girl, so you can see a short video of her. I think that she hiccuped, so there's like a little jerk that you'll see, but you'll get to see her. If you like this video, please subscribe, like, and share. Also, leave me a comment. Let me know how your journey with pregnancy is going, or maybe you're a first-time mom and your baby is already here. I love to talk to you guys. But again, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.